In the early 20th century, Montreal enjoys one of the greatest periods of growth in its entire history. On the eve of World War I, its population has already passed the 500,000 mark. The city is a hive of activity, having reached the apex of its growth as the Canadian metropolis. Its big businesses take part in developing the Canadian West, where they set up numerous branch offices. They are also involved in exploiting natural resources and in the expansion of the manufacturing sector in Quebec and into Ontario. St. James Street becomes the symbol of financial power in Montreal. Population growth is spurred on by a huge wave of immigration. Newcomers continue to arrive from the United Kingdom, but more and more now they come from other places. Jews from Eastern Europe, Italians, and other Europeans settle in Montreal, where they create dynamic communities with their own institutions. By 1914, they account for 11% of the population. The city expands at great speed as migrants flood in from the countryside and immigrants arrive in search of housing. Suburbs spring up overnight as burgeoning towns multiply around Montreal. Some draw big businesses looking for more space, and employees follow in their wake. Others target the upper classes, building more sophisticated environments. Montreal manages, however, to annex the bulk of these towns before 1914. The city is now a bustling construction site. A new port is carved out of the harbor. Office towers spring up, factories expand, and thousands of new houses are built. Prosperity seems very real, although it does hide significant pockets of poverty. Social reformers set out to improve health conditions, lower the mortality rate, and provide assistance to children and juveniles. This period also sees the birth of an urban mass culture fed by massive circulation daily newspapers. The emergence of professional sports and the increased number of parks, movie theaters, and dance halls attest to this fact. Between 1896 and 1914, Montreal takes on the appearances of a dynamic city, a center where French and British traditions come together along with American influences and the contributions of the new immigrants.